Well, education experts are calling a foul on basketball star LeBron James. It's time now for the other view. Well, James facing tough questions this Monday after it was revealed that not one 8th grade student has passed a state math test in 3 years. Joining us now to discuss is our panel, the former vice chair for the New Jersey Federation of Republican Women and host of Money Talk with Melanie, Melanie Collette, and Washington editor for The Spectator and author of The Snowflakes Revolt, Amber Athey. Great to have you both with us. Melanie, you have also, I believe, have been a teacher, if I'm not mistaken. What do you make of this, the LeBron James Family Foundation School?
You know, it was very interesting. I read about the school. There wasn't much substance there as far as their innovative methods that they're going to employ to help these kids. But I did notice that LeBron James is listed as a vice principal, which I also found interesting because it seems to me that there are people out there who think that teaching is super easy and anybody can do it. You know, LeBron James could go ahead and be a vice principal. So I am not surprised by the fact that the school is not doing well. You need to not only be innovative, but you have to hold kids accountable. And that is something that the public school system does not want to do, no matter how many iterations of telling people, make students victors, not victims. Stop telling them that the reason why they can't achieve is because they're put upon and they're problematic. And just knowing, you know, how LeBron James looks at the world, my sense is that is probably what they're doing at that school, and that's not going to get you to pass tests. That's not going to get the numbers up.
Yeah, LeBron's foundation, his family foundation, gives about $1.4 million a year to the school, which continues to still get about as much state funding and federal funding as other schools in the area. But the foundation says this. They tell WKYC that they're in it for the long haul. The ups and downs will, quote, continue to wrap around our students and their entire families so they can be successful in school and in life, no matter the challenges and obstacles that come their way. Now, of course, it is worth noting that the foundation also discussed the challenges the school and students face during the COVID-19 pandemics. Amber, we know that, of course, that set a lot of kids and a lot of schools back significantly.
Yeah, that's true. I think the rub here is that LeBron James has basically touted this as about a charity, right? He's trying to boost his record of philanthropy, and yet about 75% of this school is still funded by the taxpayer. So they're actually on the hook for these failing students. And this is supposed to be a school that lifts up the communities that LeBron James claims are victimized by society, whether it's Black students or low-income students. And yet they are among the entire state, are the worst performing students in those groups across the board, the ones in LeBron James's school. And he previously said that he believed Black people were being hunted down in society. Meanwhile, there was actually a teen who was beaten to death in the very parking lot of this school. So I just see a ton of hypocrisy here. I feel like he's just trying to pad a resume and get people to forget about the many divisive racial comments that he's made about his support for China. By funding this school, and unfortunately his lack of care for it is really showing, and it's harming these students.
All right, final words, almost out of time. Melanie, it goes to you.
I also noticed while I was researching the school that there wasn't much by way of background as far as the principals and the teachers in the school, which I found to be stunning. I was like, what is going on here? Apparently the principal, one of the principals, is a member of the foundation. I mean, she worked in a school, at some point, but apparently not doing very well getting the kids past the bar.
All right, we do hope they get back on track because, again, it's all about education and we want them to succeed. Amber Athey, thanks for joining us, and Melanie, stay right here with us. I know we have a few other things that we would like to talk to Mr. Sellers about. A little bit of not an anniversary of sorts, sort of.
Well, I don't know how we put this, but a revisiting, you could say,
yes.
in the microwavable food arena. We want to tell you about this story about mac and cheese. A Florida judge has tossed a woman's lawsuit claiming it takes more than 3.5 minutes to make Kraft's mac and cheese. That's too long. I'm busy, Judge. Doug Collins joining us also. But let me tell you why I have a connection to this. It was like a year and a half ago. Do we have the video? We actually took one of those packets of... I'm worried. There we go. See this? We actually took out...
This was before my time. I didn't get to play.
And we put the water in, and we mixed it in there. We put it in the microwave.
You're working quickly, Bob Sellers.
Yes, well, we were timed. I literally, you see the cell phone next to me? We timed it. We put it in the microwave, and then somebody working here brought it back out. Then you have to add cheese afterward, right? And we stirred it around, and it came out to 5 minutes and 11 seconds.
Did you eat it?
And we were saying how silly that is. That seems quite reasonable. I mean, you know that it's going to take a little time in the microwave, right? So, yeah, we went to all this trouble. 5 minutes, 11 seconds.
Wow.
And that's where we were, right?
Oh, and you're going to eat it.
And so, of course. And it was delicious. It was delicious.
Well,
it was delicious.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I don't know, Doug. I mean, it's silly lawsuits.
It's silly.
I mean, we hear about
Yeah.
them all the time. Again, thankfully, the judge threw it out. Common sense.
But it should have happened a long time ago. It took
I
a
think
long.
it took
It
a
just
long
happened
time.
like last week.
Yeah, well, he should have been thrown out basically on its face to start
Yeah.
with, and I think that's the problem. I mean, look, at a certain point in time, this is what, it does have a difference. I'm going to take a serious turn here. Those kind of lawsuits are clogging our system.
Yes.
Those kind of systems are actually taking time away from others. And like in the state of Georgia, if it went through the Superior Court, you're taking time from divorces, you're taking time from criminal cases, you're taking time to actually have to go through the 30 minutes to say, you might not need to buy any more cereal, and you might need to have a nurse to come in and actually feed you because you undoubtedly don't understand how to cook, food. So again, that's just sad.
Yeah, speaking of things that clog the legal system, let's get this one, Melanie. Again, we know people are sue happy, so to speak. A man here on the food topic has asked a judge not to throw out his lawsuit against Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, here's the deal. The man claims the restaurant's boneless wings are merely chicken nuggets and that the company mocked him with this Instagram post back in May. Do we have it? Oh.
We don't.
I don't know if they mocked him. I think perhaps they were just telling them exactly what they think, Melanie.
I cannot wait to talk on this topic. First of all, what are you doing being a grown man eating boneless wings? Well, I'm just saying.
Amen.
They're for 6-year-olds.
Drinking beer. That's what they're doing, eating wings.
Obviously. drinking. I mean, really. But you're really going to sue
And
over that?
watching a game.
That's what a boneless wing is essentially a nugget. What are we talking about?
Buffaloes don't have wings.
That's
I mean, they're
really
leaving
get
that
down
part
to it.
out.
The
They're-
name of the food in itself is
complaining
wrong.
about the wing part.
I thought that was because of the sauce, but I am no
It is, but
master chef.
work with us here. Work
I
with
don't
us.
think we want to go into boneless chickens either, but okay, let's just
It all sounds not delicious at all.
Wasn't there a Far Side where they were showing boneless
saddest thing
chicken?
ever.
Yes.
They couldn't get across the road because they were boneless. So how does a boneless chicken get across the road? You can't.
He doesn't, right? Yeah. Gary Larson and the Far Side. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. Doug Collins, stick around. Melanie Collette, you as well. Thank you both very much. And coming up, the latest out of Georgia.